Hi, it's Mandy from Mindset for Success with today's Mindset Matters. Now, first of all, I've been missing in action for quite a while. I took a holiday to visit my family in England, and then on the way home, I think on the aeroplane, I got taken out by a horrible viral cough. So I apologize if I cough. But something I've been doing since I returned home is catching up with a bit of reading. And I'll take you on a little tour around my office. I don't normally do this. That's a beautiful painting a client did. That's another one. Thank you, Holly. And I have 3 bookcases, something like that. Oh, that one is me competing a long time ago in an Ironman race. That's my inspiration. So I've been reading a book called Happier by Tal Ben-Shahar. I've read it before, but I read it again. And something that he says is, you know, how do we define happiness? It's a very subjective thing. What does it really mean? And instead of asking ourselves, am I happy, which is a bit of a closed question, he says, what if we make the presupposition that we all can aspire to living happier lives? So the question he poses is, what does it mean? And how can I be happier? Presuming that that's what we can all work towards. And sometimes, as he said, we achieve great goals, but when you get to the achievement, you almost feel flat. And as he says, you don't always feel happier. So one other way to look at becoming happier is to start at the foundations of our life. And one of the ways of doing that is what we're doing every day and the habits and behaviors that we're doing. So quite often we look at our life and go, I would be happier when I've lost 5 kilos. I'll be happier when I'm exercising. I'll be happier when I make more money. I've got my new job, etc., etc. Now, when we think about change, it is difficult. Most people don't succeed because it takes consistency and discipline and hard work. And as we're fundamentally human beings that are motivated away from uncomfortable feelings, it can be difficult to go forward and do the things that feel hard. So instead, what he suggests is that we actually create rituals in our day. And I'm very, very big on, with my clients, creating daily rituals and habits. Now, there's no better place for rituals than looking at athletes. Most athletes have a deeply held value of achievement in their sport. So they're really good at having rituals that specific times of day that they're going to exercise, exactly what they'll be doing. And that's how they create the habits that they stick with, whether or not they feel like getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So what he suggests is, imagine that you have a presumption that you hold the value of wanting to live a happier life very deeply. When you value something, it's much easier to create habits around the value. So what he suggests is creating rituals in your day that allow you to feel happier, such as it could be that you love going to the movies and you just never get there. So perhaps you could commit to going twice a month. Maybe if you want to exercise and you think you'd be happier, it's actually starting small and going once or twice a week at the same time. And then it's important to write down in your diary the commitment that you've made with yourself. So it could be giving yourself an hour at the weekends to read your favorite book. You know, maybe you're busy and you just don't do that for yourself. Could be having a date night with your partner once a week or once a fortnight. Whatever it is that gives a bit of meaning to your life and makes you feel good. So once you've decided what it is, the 2 key steps are write it in your diary so that you make a commitment to do it and you start small. A quote that I read is, incremental change is better than ambitious failure. And I'm sure you've started a New Year's resolution when you've gone out gung-ho, and after 1, 2, or 3 weeks, it's all over. So when you create a ritual and you stick with it, you're adding meaning to your day, you're feeling good, and we all know that success fuels more success. And as Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. So creating rituals and habits in your life, rather than trying to change what isn't working, can help you feel happier, increase your happiness, gives you more meaning, And when you feel better, you're adding in the pleasure factor too. So that's your tip today. And my question is, what rituals could you add into your day or your week that would add a little bit of meaning, make you feel that little bit happier? And if you're interested in learning a little bit more, then for those of you that live on the Sunshine Coast or can get here, next Wednesday on the 14th of November is my last workshop. It's in Caloundra. I'll put the link below when I finish my video. And I'd love to hear from you. What do you do to increase your sense of happiness? And the question for you to ask yourself is, how can I be happier today? So what could you add in to feel and be a little bit happier today? Thank you. That's your Mindset Matters today. And hi, Mary. I hope you're really well. Good to see you joined. And as I said, I'll put the link down below. Have a great day. And until next time, it's Mandy Napier from Mindset for Success.